Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today I am going to present you the book on Thoughts of Periyar compiled by Dr. K. Veeramani. Second part of Why should religion be abolished? We know that there is government administration with civil and criminal laws and regulations, and that to enforce the laws and regulations there are courts, punishments and rewards. When all these are there in practice, why should religion be introduced to regulate human life and the conduct and character of people? Can any religion by itself, without the support of a government, laws and law courts, enable a society to live an orderly life? If any such claim is made on behalf of any religion, it is absolutely meaningless. The supporters of religion may say that religion teaches man to be kind and sympathetic to all living beings. But we know that man ill-treats animals with impunity, kills and eats the meat of some animals or destroys some other animals which he considers to be dangerous. Religion does not appear to stop these practices. Men are restricted from treating other men wickedly not by any religion but by the government. So the claim that religion regulates men's character and conduct is also meaningless. I would also say that it is meaningless to claim that religion shows the difference between man and other living creatures. If we wish to know this difference in any respect, we will get the information from books on zoology and sociology without the help of religion. The information given on this subject in religious books is generally ridiculous. Actually, religion introduces differences between man and rates birds, insects and plants higher than human beings. It also represents some animals as being superior to some other animals. We will get correct information about animals and plants from books on zoology and botany, and the information given in religious books is generally savage and silly. The enthusiasts of every religion think that the principles of their religion are suitable for all countries at all times, and their religious leader should be acknowledged at the head of the religion all over the world. The stubbornness with which they hold onto these views makes it difficult for us to believe that any religion can be accepted as a dependable guide for society. Therefore, I would say that it would be wise to depend on the government regulations rather than on religion for friendly social life and for the regulation of human character and conduct. This is what is in practice throughout the world. The government regulations can be modified according to the need of the times. That is why people choose to depend on them. Religious rules and regulations cannot be modified or changed. Any attempt to do that will be attended by violent reactions like revolt, looting, and murder. If religious principles are not dependable even for everyday worldly life, how can we depend on what the religious books say about the other world? The view that religion is not concerned about the physical existence of men but only about their souls forces us to react violently and say that religion should be totally abolished. On what is meant by the term soul, how it enters into a body, how the action of a man affects his soul, how it goes to heaven, how it enters into another body, and the difference between the soul of a man and the soul of a beast or bird or insect. Religious people will talk endlessly or write volumes. If you ask them whether astronomy or any other science recognize the existence of the soul, they will only say that such questions should not be asked because Muhammad Nabi, Christ, Krishna, Buddha and such great people have recognized the existence of the soul, and one who has no faith in the soul is worse than an atheist and soul be considered to be a very stupid person. No one who talks about the soul is prepared to answer any question on it or talk sensibly or scientifically. All that we hear is dogmatic assertion about the existence of the soul. If religion insists that people should have absolute faith in the formless and imaginary thing called soul and does not encourage people to improve themselves, should we give importance to it in our lives? Scientists have explored the interior of the earth and have gone up hundreds of miles and explored space. We have got books about what they have discovered. This knowledge is available even to children in their books. When the world is so advanced in practical matters, how can we believe in religion which talks dogmatically about the existence of heaven above and hell below? The religious dogmatists indulge in vague statements about God also. They say that he has no form or shape but is all powerful. When we ask them how they have come to know this formless, all powerful God, they have no answer. They only state that such disbelief will take people to hell. If a man asks them, if all creatures, including me, have been created by God, how do you account for my disbelief? They say, this shows your conceit or your stupidity. It is sinful to talk like this. We know that religion causes not merely disagreements like this, but violent conflicts between dogmatists. When religion causes quarrels and also bloody conflicts in society, how can we have the patience to tolerate it? When we talk or write about any religion frankly, the followers of that religion get very wild and hate us. When we published a series of articles in Kudi Arasu about Christianity, the reaction was so strong that we had to stop publishing that paper. Because we published a few articles in Puraji about Islam, we were forced to stop publishing it. We are facing endless troubles, mischiefs and annoyance because we are publishing articles on Hinduism in Pahutarivu. The troubles given to us by the Brahmin official in the police department, the postal department, the railway, the finance department, the management and other departments including the courts amount to torture. We know that millions of people are suffering from the tyranny of religion like us. Since religion supports affluence and also reflects the qualities of the affluent, its dominance is not surprising. I think the abolition of religion will bring unity and peace to society and get rid of the tyranny of the rich. At a religious meeting conducted by the Muslims on the beach in Madras, there was a disturbance and a Muslim who was stabbed by a Hindu died. If a Christian inquires into the case and punishes the Hindu, we need not be surprised. If a Christian writes anything about Muhammad Nabi, the Muslims are enraged, so too. If a Muslim writes about Christ, the Christians are offended. Thus quarrels arise among the Hindus, Christians and Muslims, resulting in violence, murder, looting and other kinds of disorderliness. Such disturbances caused by religious disharmony have been taking place not only in India but also in other countries like Europe, Arabia and Africa. Knowing all this, can we say that religion teaches people unity, tolerance and orderly behavior? Thank you.
Please download Samaram multi-channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels. For more videos, please subscribe to this channel Positive Atheism and activate the bell icon.